As Lexi said, I'm Jane, and I've managed to talk to a few of you in here already this morning. Really good to see you. And this is my colleague, Roz. And we're going to be looking this morning at how you can think about your own future and whether or not you can take control of it. And on your seats, you're going to find something that you're going to need for this, a card marked with T on one side and F on the other. No big prizes for guessing. One means true, one means false. We're going to give you a series of statements. And if you think they're true, then you hold up your card with the T facing me. If you think it's false or you don't agree with it, you hold it up with the F facing me. Do feel free to join in. Now, we're going to try and work with both the younger people in our audience today and the older people in our audience today. Because we think it's never too late to learn. So I'd like to see everybody giving some thought to the skills you'd like to get and what you're going to get out of the skills show today. But we are going to ask some questions that we ask will just be for the younger people here, and some of the others will be just for the
and that was the presentation
older ones.
we've got.
So,
Slight technical hitch, just bear with us.
we could work with these.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, just to get us started, let's see. Who is trying to decide what to do in terms of further study while they're here at the skills show? Just hold up your hands for this one. Wave some. Okay. And how many people here are thinking about making a change of a job they've already got? Maybe. There's a couple of cautious hands going up there. How many people would like to learn something totally new, maybe for a hobby rather than for work? Oh, lots of hands went up about that. That's great news. We like to see everybody learning for all kinds of different reasons, and you do learn for all kinds of different reasons. So, no joy on the slides. Should we work with these? Work with anything? Why not? Okay, this doesn't apply to everybody in this room, but I know what I want to do when I leave school or college. How many of you, let's have the T's facing me. This is just one for the people who are still at school and college, I'm afraid. Yes, sorry, yeah. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, we've got nearly everybody does think they know, but not everybody. Great news that you're at the skills show then, because that's right. Okay.
Okay, over to me. Obviously, as Jane says, it's great if you do know what you want to do when you leave school or college, but it doesn't matter if you don't know. It's really important to maybe keep some of your options open and not to worry about it if you don't know. The fact that you're here at the skills show is absolutely fantastic because you've got such a huge number of people that you can talk to, so much information you can find out about, and hopefully when you leave today you'll have been inspired a little bit about what things you'd like to find out a little bit more about and what your future might actually involve. So absolutely great, but I say don't worry if you don't know what you're going to do. And it's great if you do, but we might come on a little bit later about the fact that even if you do know what you want to do, you might need to change your plans. Okay.
Roz, I'm going to slide an extra one in here. Okay, this is just for the older people in the audience, anybody who's over 25. Okay. I want your true and false cards ready here. I'm too old to learn something new. Show me the T if that's right, or the F if it's not.
Absolutely fantastic. You're never, ever too old. We actually run a thing called Adult Learners Week where people are nominated because they've done something really good. And we've had 86-year-olds who have won awards because they have learned something new. So whatever your age, it's really important to remember you can always do something new, learn something new. It can help you to develop as an individual. It can increase your confidence, and it could lead to a new career, a new job.
In fact, sometimes it's not even a job. The winner of the Senior Learner of the Year award last year was well into her 90s and has learned since her 80s, her early 80s, do a lot of complementary therapies, and she's working in the community. She doesn't charge for it, doing massage, Reiki, and a whole set of other complementary therapies, which she offers through a community centre. She's 94, I think, so it's never too late, clearly. She's done all kinds of qualifications, and she has to do continuous professional development, even because to get her licence to practice, even though she's not charging. So there's no hope yet, mates. We're going to be in this for a while. Okay, let's move on to the next one of those. Right, okay, this is for the young people in the audience then. Got your true and false cards ready? Okay, it's important to do what your parents or carers think you should do in the future. I can see some mums and dads there just checking out that bit. Okay, we've got, oh, okay.
Someone there not quite sure.
Somebody's not sure. Maybe is going on over there. Hedging bets, I think, is going on over there.
Yeah. Okay, you have to remember that it is your future. So it's your choice what you do. Obviously, your parents and your carers, it's really important to discuss things with them. The problem with parents and carers, they have your best interests at heart, which is good, but sometimes it's been a long time since they've been at school and college. Things have changed a lot. The labour market has changed a lot. Qualifications have changed a lot. So they might not have that up-to-date, accurate information. So it's really important that you do the research yourself, you find things out for yourself, and you get the most up-to-date information so that you can actually make that choice yourself. Yes, the parents are there, and it's really important that you talk things through and they actually talk to your parents about where you might be going in the future. So yes, the decision is yours.
Oh, this is again for the people under 40 in this audience. So, I'm likely to have several different jobs by the time I'm 40. That was so true for me. By the time I was 40, I'd done a lot of different things. I'd been a postal deliverer. I'd been a waitress. I'd worked in a shop or two. I'd been to college, and I'd also become a secondary school teacher. Then I worked in a bookshop. Then what did I do after that? Then I was a developer of cooperatives for a while, and then I worked in community development, and then I worked in community adult learning, and so on. And that was all before I was 40. So there's not just one job you go into necessarily.
I think it's all important to remember that in the past, a lot of people started a job and then they did that for the rest of their lives. These days, it's very unlikely that that's going to happen. So you are likely to change jobs several times, even before you're 40. And the key thing to remember is that even though you may be sort of 16, 17, 18 now, or even younger than that you need to develop the skills for managing those changes whenever they come. So you have to make sure that you've got the skills you need to make the choices about what you're going to do when you leave school. Maybe you go to university, maybe you're doing an apprenticeship. But it's about having the skills to manage your career throughout your life, wherever those challenges come. It could be that you're made redundant when you're in your 30s. What are you going to do? You need to be aware that you have to make those decisions yourself. And we'll talk a little bit in a moment about where you can get help. But it is really important to remember that whatever job you do, you might have to make those changes and change your path. I think in terms of careers, people very rarely these days have a straight line, a straight path from where they are now to the career that they finish up doing when they retire. These days, it's much more of a crazy paving, and you need to have the skills to manage those crazy pavings and to not actually trip up on the way.
Can I put one in here?
Yep.
This is for the people who have got jobs who are in the audience today. How many of you think you would like to work more flexibly? That's a false and a true and a true. So we've got a bit and a false. So we've got a bit of a mix there. So if you would like to work more flexibly, there are some possibilities, particularly as you get older.
I think obviously these days, because people have maybe different responsibilities, whether they've got caring responsibilities, certainly once you get into the sort of the middle of your life, you might have responsibilities for looking after elderly parents or responsibilities for grandchildren. So it's important to maybe talk to an employer about the fact that you'd like to work more flexibly, and employers are being encouraged to enable staff that they have to actually do that and work more flexibly. Okay.
Another one. I thought that I knew what I was going to do. This is for everybody. But actually, I've decided I'd like to change direction. How many people think that's true? Hold up your card with the T facing this way if you think it's true, or your card with the F facing this way if it's not. Oh, lots of truths. Yeah. So you do need to be able to change direction, don't you? A lot of times. And we do find that we have to learn new things to be able to do that. Over to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again.
So, who thinks it's important to keep your options open? That follows on from that one. Really good idea. Yeah, Ros.
Absolutely. Don't narrow things down. You never know what's going to happen. Going back to what I've just been saying for the previous one, if you keep your options open, then you can actually maneuver and manage your way through this crazy paving much more easily. If you've actually got an idea in your mind and then something happens that you can't work out, maybe you don't get the exam results that you were expecting, maybe things aren't going that right way. So keep your options open. Make sure you always have a plan B if things don't actually go the way you're expecting. So yes, keep your options open. Don't narrow things down too much. And certainly if you're looking at things like making choices to do which GCSEs to do, look a little bit further ahead. Don't narrow things down, because you don't want to be narrowing things down and not being able to go on to things post A level or post sixth form. So again, keep your options open.
Okay, I think we should look now at the one that says, I don't know who to ask for more information. How many people think that's true? And how many think it's false? Ah, now there's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so lots of you do know who to ask, and obviously you're here at the Skills Show, which is one of the reasons why you can do it.
If you're still at school or college, things have changed in the last 12 months about where you can get help and advice and careers guidance from. All schools and colleges now have a responsibility to provide young people with impartial careers, information, advice and guidance. So if you're needing any help and advice, go to your school and find out who the person in your school is. And make sure they're qualified and they know what to do, what you should be doing. The other thing to remember is how many you've actually heard of the National Careers Service? Most of you have. The National Careers Service is for everybody. If you're an adult, you can actually use the website, you can phone them up, or you can go in and have a face-to-face interview. If you're a young person, you can still use the phone line and the website, and they have a web chat system, lots of different ways of actually contacting careers advisors. So if you're actually, anybody can use them. So, and there's lots of people in pink t-shirts here today. So if you've got any questions at all about information that you need about other careers, not sure about which direction to go in, then go and find someone who's got a pink t-shirt. And that's from everybody, right from 13 up to, well, however old you are. There's always somebody there to help you. And certainly if you're in school and college, you should have things like careers libraries. You have lots of computer programs that are available to help you actually make those choices as well. But things have changed recently, but there is always somebody there to help you.
Okay, well, it's nearly time to go over to you for some questions if you have them. But before we do that, just to say, on your seats, some of you are probably in the middle of making some changes in the middle of your life. Things have changed in that we're going to be working for much longer. The pensions age has gone up. The retirement age has been abolished. You can work for as long as your employer will have you, or another one will have you. Therefore, we're running a project in combination with a lot of partners called the Midlife Career Review. And there's a little bit of information on your seats about that. So if you are thinking of a change and you're in roughly midlife, maybe there's things on the website there, or you can get some help from the Careers Service to help you make a change. We're the National Institute of Adult Continuing Education. We've got a stand here today, and we've also got a maths challenge, Have a Go. There are rewards, so I would go and have a go. And I hope you really enjoy the rest of the Skills Show. Get a lot out of it, as much as you can, and we're very happy to take any questions, or stay behind and talk to us, or if you're a bit shy about asking a question in the mic, or come to our stand and we'll be around and we can talk to you later as well.
So has anyone got any questions? As Jane says, please feel... One key bit of advice I would give to everybody in this room. I would say, make sure you have all the information about all the different options that you're thinking about so that you make a well-informed and realistic decision.
And my piece of advice would be it's never too late to learn something new.
Okay, thank you for coming to our session today. It's really good to see so many of you interested in making sure that you can take control of your future. And don't forget, it's in your hands. You have to go and be active and finding out as much as you can before you make those really crucial decisions. But there is always somebody there to help you. Okay, thanks very much indeed.
Okay, please feel free to take the leaflets, but if you could leave the true and false cards behind so we can use them again for another session. Thank you very much.